Shah. Yahweh Shemel Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
The God of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob, the God of our fathers, hath glorified his Son Yahweh Shai, whom ye delivered up, and denied him in the presence of Pilate, when he was determined to let him go. But ye denied the Holy One and the Just, and desired the murderer to be granted unto you, and killed the Prince of Life, whom God hath raised from the dead, whereof we are witnesses. And his name, through faith in his name, hath made this man strong, whom ye see and know. Yea, the faith which is by him hath given him this perfect soundness in the presence of you all. And now, brethren, I wot that through ignorance ye did it, as did also your rulers. But those things which God before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets, that Yahweh should suffer, he hath so fulfilled. Repent ye therefore, and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out. And the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. And he shall send Yahweh which before was preached unto you, whom the heaven must receive until the times of restitution of all things, which God hath spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets, since the world began. For Moses truly said unto the fathers, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you, of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear in all things whatsoever he shall say unto you. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people. Yea, and all the prophets from Samuel, and those that follow after, as many as have spoken, have likewise foretold of these days. Ye are the children of the prophets, and of the covenant which God made with our fathers, saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed. Unto you first, God, having raised up his Son Yahweh sent him to bless you, in turning away every one of you from his iniquities.
Yahweh Shemel Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Stop you in 1 second. All right. Sounds good. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who will teach well. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect and the Akimak that push his word and his truth into sincerity across the four winds in the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm the brother Ainaf from the GMS Mississippi camp, and I'm back into another lesson. All right, and this lesson here is going to be a quick response or an addition to the elder brothers of Quantabaya and his page going into the bug out himself, Yahweh the Maccabees. All right, so give me a second. Let me get this brought up. Shalom, brother. Shalom. All right, so this lesson is going to be a response to the elder brother. I said Quantabaya. His page here is Ak of Judah. 2011, so Ak of Judah 2011, and he was going. He named it "Behold the New Covenant." And you know, just as a backstory, this guy here that you see on the screen is known as Yahweh the Maccabees. That's what he calls himself, and he preaches this false doctrine going into saying that we're in the New Covenant right now, and he's a bug out. You know, he's a 100% bug out. We are not in the New Covenant. All right. We're not in the New Covenant. And in this video here, this is going to be a response or in addition to the elder brother, you know, just going into those different characteristics of the New Covenant and proving to you that we're not in the New Covenant right now. All right, one of those right now. We see like this guy, he looks like a fucking turtle almost, and he all scarred up and bandaged and leaking out his titty and shit like that. Like you know, like we're gonna be immortals in the new covenant. All right, this man is not like you can tell he's not immortal. All right. So the point is that this new covenant doctrine that's being pushed is 100% bugged out, man. It's 100% a false doctrine. We're not in the new covenant right now by any means necessary. We're not in the new covenant. All right. So again, with this video, we're just going to go through and bring out different criteria and different characteristics of the new covenant. All right, and we're gonna prove that we're not in the new covenant. All right. So without further ado, we're gonna let's bring up the scriptures. Of course, we're gonna start it out like that. All right, I'm gonna get the apocrypha brought up. Not the apocrypha, so like the blue letter. All right. First we're gonna get into is Jeremiah. We'll go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, and verse 33. 1 second. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter. We're gonna go from we're gonna start from 31. So Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31, and we're gonna read down to verse 33. All right. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." Verse 32. "Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yahweh." All right, here's the point. "But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days." All right, after those days, they'll go into after this age. All right, after the age and after the times that we're in right now. All right, we're still in these days. We're still in Esau's rulership right now. All right, we're still in the blessing of Esau. We're in that transition, of course, but we're not in the new covenant right now. The new covenant has not begun yet. All right. "After those days, saith Yahweh, I will put my law in their inward parts, and I will write their hearts. I will write it in their hearts, and they will be Salaki, and I will be their power, and they will be my people." All right. Shalom, shalom. Bro. So, and I will be their people. All right. So the point here is this is a characteristic of the new covenant here. All right. It says, "I will put my law in their inward parts, and I will write it in their hearts." All right. So the law is going to be in us. All right. It's going to be in us, and we're not going to need. We're not going to even need to teach each other. All right. Amongst the Israelites. Let me say that correctly. We're not going to need to teach each other. All right. So the point is this is one of those characteristics of the new covenant. All right, the law is not in our inward parts right now. We have to study it. We have to read it. All right, we have to become familiar with the law. We have to become familiar with the scriptures. All right, one of those characteristics of the new covenant is that those scriptures, the law, and everything, the ordinance of Yahweh B'Shem Shai is going to be in us. All right, so let me see. Give me 1 second, Bob Kashaw. I'll go to the book of Hebrews. See if I can. Got a scripture on. I got a scripture in my head. I'm trying to make sure it's the right. I got it right. This is that we read in Jeremiah. Now we're finna read it in the New Testament, because some bug outs would like to say, "Oh, that's the Old Testament, the New Testament, all that old bugged out shit there." But it's the same. All right, the Bible is repetitive in a lot of cases. And when Yahushua came, he just taught the Old Testament. All right, well, I don't want to say that as if it was a small thing, but he taught the Old Testament. But the point that I'm making is the New Testaments and the Old Testament and the Apocrypha are all important. All right, but here's that point to back up that Jeremiah, Hebrews 10 and 16 and 17. It says, "This is the covenant I will make with them after those days, saith Yahweh B'Shem Shai. I will put my laws in their hearts. And that word hearts goes into the but also means your mind. And it says, and in their minds I will write them. All right. And their sins and iniquities I will remember no more. So with the law being written in our inward parts, we won't be able to sin anymore. We won't be able to sin. All right, we won't be able to go off because it's going to be written in us. All right, we're going to be programmed to be righteous, as we're going to get into with all the Israelites are going to be righteous in the new covenant and in the kingdom as well. All right, so the point is we can't. How the Maccabees is going off, man, and many brothers has gone into it, and more than likely it's gonna be the last video I do on that, going into that bug out. We're just gonna keep pushing, but we have to do this for the sake of edification of the elect. All right, but the point is, this is one of the characteristics of the new covenant: the scriptures and the laws and the ordinance and everything, and the whole entire from top to bottom. All right, the ordinance of Yahweh Shema Shah is gonna be written in us. All right, let's go to the second part. With it being written in us, let's go back to the book of Jeremiah 31. So Jeremiah 31. And we read verse 31 through 33. Let's read verse 34. Because with the laws being written in our inward parts, this is another one of the things that's going to be like, this is how we're gonna another way of us benefiting from the laws being in our inward parts. All right, and this is also going into another one of the characteristics of the new covenant. All right, Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 34. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, I know Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, for they shall all know me from the least of them to the greatest of them, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, and I will forgive their iniquity and I shall remember their sin no more. Well, wait, hold on for a second. We just read that the law is going to be written in our inward parts, and with the law being written in our inward parts, we're all going to know Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. So we're amongst the Israelites, all right, not amongst the heathen nations. The Israelites are all going to know Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to be written in our inward parts. All right, so we're not going to need to teach each other. All right, the last time I checked, as of right now, we still have to go out on the highways and the byways. I'm teaching you right now. All right, so how can we be in the new covenant if these two things right here it hasn't been implemented yet? All right, and the new covenant is not a thing to where we have the characteristics of the new covenant, but you can have some of them but not all of them. It doesn't work like that. All the characteristics that we're going down with the new covenant, they all those boxes have to be checked in order for us to be in the new covenant. All right, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to check all those boxes. All right, and until Yahweh Shema Shah checks those boxes, we're not in the new covenant. This nigga's a bug out, man. You can't bring yourself in the new covenant, bro. You tripping. All right, but let's get that. Let's back that up. Well, let's go. Well, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna leave that part at that. We have two characteristics already. One, the law being written in our inward parts, and two, give me 1 second, bro. Hold on. Salakia, I can give me 1 second, real quick. I'm trying to see. Baba Kashar, bear with me. Give me 1 second. All right, throw out for bearing with me, Salakia. I had to make sure I had something correct. But back to it, we went through two characteristics of the new covenant. All right, so we showed that one of those characteristics of the law being written in our inward parts. All right, another one of those characteristics is us not the Israelites not teaching the scriptures amongst each other. All right, so with that, both of those things have not been checked off yet. Neither one of those. All right. So how can we be in the new covenant right now if we're still teaching each other and we still have to study and learn the scriptures for ourselves too? All right. So let's go. Let's move on, and we're gonna go into the next part of it. All right. So let me get the scriptures brought back up. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. And this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 21. It says that people shall also be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. But hold on, it says that people shall all be righteous. All right. Last time I checked, all of the Israelites as a whole are not righteous right now. All right. Only the elect is doing what they can to follow the laws and ordinance and the obedience of the scriptures to the best of their abilities. So only the hopeful elect is doing that and is going to get it in this time. So therefore, by default, the entire nation, all 12 tribes, the entire nation of Israel is not righteous. All right. It says thy people shall also be all righteous. So that means that, wait, if we're not all righteous as an entire nation of people, again, how can we be in a new covenant? All right, it says they shall inherit the land forever. Last time I checked, we're still in the land of our captivity. So again, how can we be in a new covenant, man? This dude is a bug out, man. A lot of people don't even deserve to be teachers, man. Let's go. Let's stay in the book of Isaiah and let's go to chapter 21. I think it's chapter 2, Salakia. Give me 1 second. I think it's 2. Come on, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 1. It says, the word of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. All right, saw concerning the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, which is all 12 tribes. All right. At verse 2, it says, it shall come to pass that it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house, Yahweh Shemashai's house, shall be established in the top of the mountains. And that word mountain just goes into government. All right. And shall be exalted above the hills, and all the nations shall flow into it. All right. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh Shemashai, the house, flocking to the house of the power of Jacob, and he shall teach us his ways, and we shall walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh Shemashai out of Jerusalem. All right. So with that word mountain goes in the government. All right. So that government of Yahweh Shemashai is going to be established at the top, meaning that this government of Yahweh Shemashai is going to rule the earth in righteousness. All right, and all of the nations are going to be checking in. All right, they're going to be taught. All right, they're not, like I said before, the Israelites are not going to teach each other because the law is going to be written in us. We're going to teach the other nations. All right, right now in these times, we're teaching to edify the elect because only the elect is going to get it. So again, how are we in the new covenant? All right, so moving on, we're going to be teaching the heathen nations. All right, they're going to be taught, they're going to be put in order, and they're going to be given the expectations of what to do and what not to do. All right. So that's what it means why they said it says come ye, let us go up into the mount of Yahweh Shemashai, all right, to the house of the power of Jacob. It says he will teach us again. So we're going to teach them. They're going to walk in the path, and they're going to have those expectations. All right. And when they go off, they're going to be judged accordingly because they're not going to be all righteous. All right. They're not going to have the law written in them because we're going to have to teach them. All right. Right now, we have to teach the elect. So again, how are we in the new? We have to continue to ask that question. How are we in the new covenant if none of these stipulations, none of these characteristics of the new covenant are being checked off, man? None of that is being answered. All right, these people just going off of their emotions and their feelings. All right, they're just going off of what they believe versus what's correct, man. All right, and ultimately, that just means the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah ain't supping with these bug outs, man. With these people that wants to just buck up against the apostles, don't want to follow orders, don't want to do anything. All right, that just means Yahweh Shema Shah ain't supping with y'all, man. All right, we'll grab a few more and then we're gonna close it out. I don't want this to be too long. All right, we're gonna go. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and we're gonna scroll down to verse 10. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 10. It says, "Therefore, fear not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Yahweh Shema Shah, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivities, and Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid." Hold on, it says, "I will save thee from afar." All right, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to save us from afar by the way of Yahweh Shah coming down in the chariot and beaming up his elect. All right, I don't give a fuck where you say you're going to move to, or you decide, hey, I'm going to leave Babylon. Ain't nowhere you going to go where you ain't going to be able to go nowhere and hide yourself or feel like you ain't going to have no part in the return of Yahweh Shah. All right, so the point is, Yahweh Shah is going to save us. Yahweh Shah, as he cracked those clouds and come down out their chariot, that's going to be the beginning of the new covenant. Yahweh Shah ain't came back yet. All right. So the point is, he said, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. We are still in the land of our captivity, and Yahweh Shah has not returned yet. All right. So how can we be in the new covenant? And Jacob shall return and be at rest. All right, we have not returned to our homeland. All right, the land, the true land of the true Israelites have not returned home. And last time I checked, ever since Israel has been established over there with those heathens, they've been at war, and we did a lesson going into that. All right, that ever since they've been established, they have had non-stop war. They haven't been at rest at all. All right, and it definitely ain't been quiet, and it ain't quiet right now. If you have any eyes or ears or anything to see what's going on, or any type of common sense in you, you will see that it's not quiet over there, man, and there ain't that rest, and them niggas are scared over there. All right, but the point is, this is another cut that shows that we're not in that new covenant, man. We are not in that new covenant. All right, let's grab. I think I want to bet back this up. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy 33. I got a few more. I got about one more, and then we're gonna close it out. I got two more. Then we're gonna close it out. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 27. It says, the eternal power is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. Here's the point. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine, which just corn and wine just represents the resources of the earth. All right. And with those resources, we're going to have control over those resources. All right. We're going to be, those nations are going to be bringing us the best of the best. All right. We're going to be distributing those resources and distributing goods amongst the world. So everybody's going to benefit from everybody's going to benefit from the throne, from Yahweh Shah being put on that throne. All right. Under the Father Yahweh. All right. So everybody is going to benefit from the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right. So, but let's keep reading. All right, it says, also as heaven shall drop with dew. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O power, saved by Yahweh Shema Shai, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right, but the point is, it was verse 28 that Israel is going to dwell in safety alone. All right, we're not at home. All right, and you can't just to be real. Like, we know that Yahweh Shema Shai is going to protect us. All right, but there's certain things you can't just do and expect you to be in all-out safety in Babylon the Great today. So again, we're not in the new covenant. The Israelites do not have control of the resources. All right. It said the fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. Like I said, it goes into the resources. We don't have control of the resources right now. We're not distributors of the resources. The nations are not pouring all the best of their best and bringing all the resources to the Israelites. All right. So how can we be in the new covenant? All right. Let's grab I really want to get this one and then we're gonna close out, because one of the characteristics, one of the main characteristics, give me 1 second, Baba Shah. One of the characteristics of the new covenant is us having those new bodies. All right, and those new bodies are not going to diminish. Those new bodies are not going to get old. We're not going to need, the Israelites ain't going to need a hospital. All right. The last time I checked, this shit here, soon I can get it to come up. 1 second. This shit here is not a new body. This is not a new body. This man leaking out his titty. All right. I'm calling him titty because you're like a fucking female, man. All right. This ain't no new body, man. So how can we be in the new covenant and us being in the new covenant, meaning that we're gonna be lords, we're gonna be immortals. Nigga, you're immortal. You just left the fucking hospital, dude. All right. So how can we be in the new covenant again if you sitting here with your goddamn chest patched up, man, and you leaking? All right. Man, fuck this dude, man. Tripping. Let's grab that. And then we're gonna close it out. We through with this nigga, man. We on to something else. Let me grab this just to prove that point, and then we're gonna close it out. Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 2. Let me get it brought up. 1 second, Baba Shah. Come on. All right, here we go. All right. So this is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 34 and 35. We're gonna do it, then we're gonna close it out. All right. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 34 and 35. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Meaning that we're not gonna fade. We're not gonna become less of value. We're not gonna get old. All right. The dude look like a fucking turtle. He all out of weight and shit. Like, look like he pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a lord, man. You're not immortal. All right. It says, I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more deprive my people. Sorry, I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land which I gave them. All right. So we're gonna be lords. All right, and we're gonna be immortals. How is it that this goofy ass nigga just got out of the hospital and you want to say when you still pushing this new covenant shit? All right. The scripture steady, the spirit is steady and it's continuing to show you niggas that you going off, man. But you got that hardened heart, man. You got that hardened heart. You don't want to listen. You don't want to pay attention. You don't want to do nothing. You still have that heart. You still have that stony heart, man. All right. We have not been given that heart of flesh. All right. We have not been given that new spirit right now. All right. Let me grab one more, Salaki. I'm gonna grab this one, and then we're gonna close it out. We're gonna close it out with this. But again, we're not immortals right now, man. So how is it again? Continuing to ask the question for this fucking bug out dude. How is it that you in the new covenant and you got all this shit going on with you, man? Like you up in the hospital laid up, and then the shit you saying is goofy as fuck. You know, taking care of your body is a part of being obedient to you until you how about Shema Shai. So how could you be in the new covenant if you steady going off with taking care of your body? You can see in the video his head is bald, he got his beard marred. Like you tripping, bro. You out of there, you tripping. Look at the last one, and then we're gonna close out. We're not finna keep dealing with this dude, man. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 36. We're gonna read verses 24 to 28. All right, and let's grab that in NLT. Let's grab that in NLT. I think the NLT hit better with that. 1 second. Come on, this is Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 24 to 28. It says, "For I will gather you from all the nations and bring you home again to your land." Hold on. I will gather you from all the nations and bring you home again to your land. Last time I checked, we still scattered. And last time I checked, we ain't been brought to our land. Man, again, he said he will bring us to our land. So I'm gonna fuck what type of passport you think you finna get. The passport you getting ain't gonna be the passport to get you on that chariot, man. All right, verse 25. It says, "I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you will be clean, and your filth will be washed away, and you will no longer worship idols." Again, hold on, let's pause for a second. You got Israelites still worshiping Islam. You got Israelites still worshiping the Christianity bullshit, Esau's fucking religion. All right, you got Christian, you got Israelites worshiping Buddha and all these other things outside of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so this is characteristic upon cut upon cut that shows you that we're not in this new covenant and that this dude is fucking tripping, man. All right, verse 26. "I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit in you, and I will take your stony, stubborn heart and give you a tender, responsive heart." All right, this nigga Yahweh the Maccabee still got that stony, stubborn heart in him, man. You're not tender or responsive to Yahweh Shema Shai the way you're supposed to. You're being stubborn, man. That new heart goes into a heart of flesh. The heart of flesh is tender, it's responsive. When you hear the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're going to hearken. You're going it's just gonna wake like it just gonna hit you, and you're gonna be opened up, man. Your eyes gonna open, man. You on the bullshit, so you still have that stony, stubborn heart, man. All right, verse 28. It says, "I will put my spirit in you so that you will follow my decrees and be careful to obey my regulations." You ain't following Yahweh Shema Shai decrees and regulations if you're getting your head bald and your beard marred, man. All right, in verse 28, "And you will live in Israel, the land I gave your ancestors long ago. You will be my people, and I will be your power." Nigga, you in Babylon the fucking great, bro. You in Babylon the great. You ain't at home. All right, so how, again, this last time I asked, how you in the new covenant, bro? You out of there, bro. You tripping. You done. What's the shit they like to say? Nigga, you're cooked. You're finished, bro. All right, so I feel like the points been made on that. All right, Yahweh the Maccabees in this new covenant shit, man. Like, ain't nothing you can say or nothing you can do, bro. And don't nobody give a fuck. He putting up curses in his video and shit. Man, Yahweh Shema Shai ain't supping with you, man. So we don't give a fuck how many curses you put up on anybody. And you talking about kicking a brother when you're down. You ain't our brother, man. Yahweh Shai said, "My brothers are the ones who do the work with me." All right, roughly paraphrasing. Those are our brothers, the brothers amongst that follows the 100% doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so that's the point. Again, I feel like this lesson. I feel like the points were made in this lesson here. All right, I pray this lesson was edifying to you. All right, and until next time, I'm gonna say a ball, Kram Rashala, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Kakadash Barakatham, Shalom.